This is a really good recipe, so I'm really anxious to begin. So while we're chit-chatting, I'm gonna get a couple things prepped. Now, one thing I already have done is I already have my water boiling so that I can just turn the heat back on when I wanna get it right back up. And I'm gonna cut some chives. So in our recipe today, we're gonna be using pasta, and you don't have, I have I think it's cherry pasta, maybe that's how you say it. It's a really big, wide noodle, which I'm really excited about because to me that's all about texture and toothsomeness. But you could use just a rigatoni, or sometimes they have bigger rigatoni. Anything like that would be fine, or really, frankly, any pasta. But I'm super excited about the texture of this. This I actually did get on Amazon, and I will tell you, I don't always have a tremendous amount of lovely things to always say about Amazon, especially of late. But I researched to try to, I just couldn't find any locally by me. And I wanted this bigger pasta. In any event, they packed this in a box all by itself, and then that was in a package. So this thing was very protected, so I appreciated that. So it came, there was I think one noodle that had broken. So I thought that was pretty good. The other important ingredient, the one that's the star, is gochujang. I'm not sure if I'm quite saying that the right way. And this is a chili bean paste. I think I'm saying that right. And it's just a gorgeous red color. I don't know if you can see that. And it has so much flavor, a little funk. And it is a great ingredient that you can add, you know, to sauces. You can add it to some mayonnaise to make a nice spread. You can add it with some other Asian flavors to make a great sauce. And I don't know if I put it below, but if not, I will link a video below of a short I made of not a creamy gochujang, but kind of and I think it might have even been cold with noodles that I did with some ramen. That was very delicious and quick and easy too. I think it was like 10 minutes to do. So this is our star. This is our main ingredient. And then the other ingredients we're gonna be including are some garlic. Now she says 6 garlic cloves, and when I watch her video, it doesn't look like 6 garlic cloves. These two are quite big, so I'm just gonna stick to my 2 really big ones. We have some Parmesan cheese. We have some chives. On a recipe, it says chives and Italian parsley, but when you watch the video, it's only chives she puts in. So I think the parsley is just something you could use if you don't have the chives. I do have the chives, so I'm gonna follow it because that's in her video. Some olive oil, some heavy cream. Let me get that out actually. And then my shrimp. Uh-oh. My girl Shelby was, she's a little stiff on her back leg, so sometimes she has a little bit of trouble. So she's coming to see what's good. And this is Shelby's eating time, and she knows she's gonna have to wait till after the stream to get her food, so she's not so happy with Mama right now. So let me see here. He's in a bar probably, yes, right? So one day this week he had to, he was visiting something, you know, some sort of company, and afterwards they grabbed a drink, and who knows, that could be where he is tonight for sure. And Post says it's lovely, Philly. Yes, the gochujang. And I used it in so many dishes, simply love it. I agree. I think it is such a versatile thing, and I'm just looking for different ways. I know that Daniel had mentioned that to use it to glaze a salmon. So I want to do that sometime because I love salmon. So that's one of the things I want to do. And DS, hey DS, welcome to the stream. It's so good to have you. Thank you for joining us. So we got our heavy cream, and I'm gonna just get my garlic sliced, and I'm just going to right now also get my chive sliced, and I'm gonna get my Parmesan cheese shredded. So everything's all set to go because basically the sauce will cook when the pasta is cooking. So I wanna get a couple things prepped, and then we will go ahead, oops, let me get that there. We will go ahead and get that pasta in and get our sauce going. It won't be a super long stream tonight because this is something that can cook really quick, which is great for a weeknight. But frankly, to me, it's decadent. So I thought it would be great for a weekend night also, especially a Friday night, because on Friday nights for me, now today I had off actually because the school I teach at, they were having a, oops, I don't know what that is. They were having a little teacher retreat, and the company that I work for as a reading teacher for the school, we're not like the direct school employees, so we're kind of gone through a company. So in any event, I was not going to be there at the retreat, so I got my day off. So kind of enjoyed that. So my chives are all here ready to go, and now I'm going to get my garlic sliced. So Arch and Poe, I know you've already had your dinner, so what did you all have for dinner tonight? And DS, what are you and wifey having for dinner this evening? By the way, Archie, those shallots in that video, oh my gosh, those looked amazing. They looked so delicious. I'm gonna have to do that one of those times. I still need to do the toad in the hole, by the way. I still need to find the right time to do that because it's gonna be a larger dish, so I wanna make sure we have some other people over. And I think otherwise Hubs and I might grow 2 sizes after eating that. There we go. Let me see here. Okay. There we go. Awesome. Great. So we have this one peeled. These garlics are going to be a little bit pestering getting them peeled. Let me see here. Okay. So one of the things I noticed with this recipe, she talked about using 3 cups of pasta. Now I'm just going to use half of that package. So you know, I'm just eyeballing the amounts and hopefully everything will turn out. Luckily in dishes like this, you can kind of eyeball things and things should really come out pretty well. All right, got those nasty garlic cloves peeled. They were a little bit troublesome today. Let me rinse off all that garlic peel. And the last thing I'm going to do to get prepped is I'm going to get the cheese grated. There we go. Awesome. All right. So let's get that grated. So we have that ready. I think we're going to need about, let me see here, the cheese. I think I'm going to need about a 1/4 cup. Of course, you can never have too much cheese, right? Let's get this all shredded. Suppose says, I had a smoked chicken salad that I gave an Italian name to. Oh, that sounds delicious. I love chicken salad and smoked chicken. That sounds amazing. And Archie says, can you get toads in Philly? By the means of sausages, yes. And we can get toads too, although I wouldn't put them in my eggs. And DS says, today we're going to nibble on a charcuterie board featuring duck prosciutto and duck pastrami. Oh, DS. That sounds delicious. That sounds really, really good. I don't know that I've had either of those. I mean, I've had duck, but never cured and dried like that. That sounds really delicious. You'll have to let me know. Maybe take some pictures. Show us later how that looks. And then Archie says, I'll show you a tip to instantly peel garlic, Phil, but involves getting a bit aggressive. So is it the one where you put it in like a metal bowl and you put a lid on it and you shake it like crazy? I don't know if that's the one. So I will tell you, this is, and I think I've mentioned this in some of my streams, and Hubs loves this about me. I really try to like not dirty anything more than I absolutely have to as far as dishes wise. So like one of the things, I have one of those rubber things that you can put garlic cloves in, and you kind of go like this, and it's supposed to take all the peels off, and it kind of works, but not great. And then I've seen the thing where you put in a bowl and you shake it really aggressively and they all fall off, but then you got to clean the bowl. So I just kind of do my little, because I don't want to smush these because I want to slice them, but yeah, I just kind of pick at it because I'm lazy. I mean, let's just be real, I'm lazy. I don't want to have to wash something else, and I don't want Hubs scowling at me that I need to wash, that he needs to wash something else. So is that what the trick that you were thinking of? And I hope health-wise you're doing well too, Archie. I hope you're feeling more yourself. All right, so we're giving these a nice little slice. And Hubs will like that because then he can see the big garlic and avoid it, because you know he loves it, but he has a love-hate relationship to it. I do not. I have only a love relationship with garlic, so I can't say the same for myself. So I think I've got things pretty much prepped. I'm gonna go make sure the water is up and boiling. So check it out. Let me see here, and let's see. Empo says it's 12:22 my time. Don't be alarmed. I know. I don't know how you do it. I give you so much credit. And then let me see here. Archie says the back of the knife crushes the garlic and the skin instantly releases. So I was actually trying to do that by giving a little smush. And I don't know about you, but some garlic cloves, they release easier than others. Like these big old ones were a little bit stubborn with that. And then DS, talking to Archie, and then let me see here, smack the blade on the garlic and it crushes. And yes, so I agree. So because I was slicing this, I didn't want it to crush too much. So if I'm just going to be mincing some garlic, then yeah, I smack the heck out of it and it comes right out. But I always find it a little bit troublesome when I'm just trying to get a nice slice out of it like that, you know, and so I didn't want them all crushed. That's when I run into a bit of a pickle, I will have to say. And I'm gonna check on the water. And DS was asking how Valentine's Day. Well, thank you so much, DS. Valentine's Day was great. I will say that the lamb was delicious. You know, it's funny, every time you get a different rack of lamb, you know, and I have I have my thing. I've made it for years. And that one was a little bit bigger, so when we took it out and I have it timed very specifically, and then I let it rest, and it was definitely on the rarer side of medium rare, which is better than being well done, right? But I ended up, 2 of the pieces, I ended up giving a quick sear later, just because they were a little more that I even like. And it's not that I wouldn't like it, but I would enjoy it more if it was more in the medium rare end. But everything was delicious. We were absolutely stuffed afterwards. How was your Valentine's Day, DS? And I can't remember, what were you and the wife having for Valentine's Day? Or maybe you went out to dinner. I can't remember what you said. And then Archie said the force needs to be on the thick, flat part of the clove. Yeah, thick, fat part of the clove. Yes, I know. I think sometimes what happens, and this is my bad, is I just either give too much force and it smushes more than I want if I don't want it smushed, or it's not enough. It's finding that just right, you know what I mean, that just right force. But I have seen the hack, like I said, of putting it in a metal bowl and a lid and just absolutely shaking the heck out of it. Like if you were doing if you were making, I think Ina Garden has chicken and garlic. It's a baked chicken that has, oh my gosh, maybe 15 garlic cloves or something, then I would absolutely dirty a dish for that because there'd be so many to do. But just for a couple, I just kind of tediously try to peel that and make a day of it. So in any event, let me see if let me actually get this open so it's ready to go. Like I said, we're going to use, this is a pound of pasta, so I'm going to be cooking a half pound. And I'm going to try to avoid that one that did break is at the top. I'm going to try to avoid that one. Let's see if it's back and ready for us. Nope. Give it one more second. Oh, and I'm going to get the shrimps out because let those come up just a little bit. Just trying to get the moisture off of them. Move this. There you go. All right, there we go. My shrimps are all ready, or as the recipe authors calls them, prawns, a fancier way to call your shrimp. So my shrimps are all ready for when that time comes. This is out. Nope. As they say, a watched pot never boils. It's the old saying. So I've got my ingredients here for the sauce. In fact, I'm gonna need a cup of cream. I'm gonna get some of my measurements out. So they're all set to go because this sauce will come together pretty quick. And I'll get my olive oil out. I might use my bigger thing. There we go. Excellent. Okay. I think I hear a boil. Let me see. Yes, I thought I heard it. There we go. Okay, so I'm gonna get my pasta in. My pasta is supposed to take about 12 minutes. I do want to take my pasta out earlier than usual. We always want to get it out al dente, but it's gonna cook in the sauce for a few minutes. So I actually, I'm I'm gonna set my timer for 10 minutes and take it out then. Oh, I need to salt this. Let me get that salted. There we go. There we go. Okay, put those beauties in and get my timer. See? Okay, so get those going. And now we're gonna get our sauce going. Helen. Hi, Helen. Welcome to the stream. I'm so glad you could join us. So we have got the pasta cooking and now we're going to be starting the sauce. So I've prepped by chopping up some chives, slicing up some garlic, and shredding some Parmesan cheese. And now we're going to get the fire under here. Nope, wrong one. There we go. And you can all see the lovely hole in the kitchen. We're still trying to get that drawer fixed. I have a feeling this is going to be a permanent change. I'm joking, but oh my goodness, sometimes those little things take forever. So we'll get that coming up. And the first thing we're going to do is we are going to put some olive oil in that pan, and we are going to just quickly sweat our garlic and add some of the gochujang so that it can kind of the heat can kind of wake up the flavor of the paste, and after that we're going to add the cream. So let me see here. I'm going to need 2 tablespoons of the gochujang, so I'm going to get my tablespoon measure here so that it's all set to go, because this is all going to happen pretty quick once this comes up. Put this over there. Get our pan going. So DS says, I like that you use quality pasta. It makes all the difference. I agree. I think, you know, and I've mentioned on streams, texture is so important to me with pasta. So I really wanted to get a good pasta for this. And that one, when I had researched it on Amazon, had really good recommendations of the toothsomeness and how it cooked up, which I was excited about. That's good. Yeah, it does have character. It's a new design statement. I'm telling you, soon everyone's going to be doing this. They're going to be knocking out their drawer under their stovetop and just going at it, right? All right, let me just give the pasta just a quick little toss there. Let's see how that's going. Not quite yet. This will be up. So I love my new stove, except for the fact that it destroyed my drawer. But it is a little higher, and the cast iron on top is a little bit thicker, so it just takes a little longer for everything to kind of get going, I found. But all in all, I do like it, and has a great simmer, which makes me very happy, because you know my simmer was really terrible, so that was annoying whenever you were cooking something slow. Very yummy wine. Okay, let me see. Alrighty. Oh, let me just switch this real quick. Here we go. Okay. Excellent. I think we're ready. I'm going to get some olive oil and get my garlic sweated. Oh, that's right. We need a little more. There we go. Put my garlic in there. And I'm so sorry that you can't see it. I feel really badly about that. So again, my apologies. So I'm just sweating my garlic. I'll bring it over, actually. I think I'm going to bring it over quite through the process so you can all see it, since my camera isn't working. And Maddie, if you're watching this, you'll have to come on and say hi. I don't know if he's watching tonight. I know he was on the pretzel one. Okay, so I've just begun to sweat my garlic, so you can see that. And now I'm going to bring it over here, which you don't have to do, but just so you can see it a little more. And I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of the gochujang. One, 2. There we go. Excellent. And then in the oil, I'm just going to kind of mix this around in the oil here, friends. And it's just going to help it kind of have a deeper red color. So I'm going to get this back on the heat. I'm going to reduce the heat just to medium. And let that brighten. Let me get my recipe that I tossed down. Got 2 arms going at once. It's a double duty. Again, just waking up the flavor. And to that, I'm going to be adding a cup of cream, of heavy cream. So I'm going to measure that. Add that to the mixture. Show you how that looks. You can see the pretty color. And I'm going to reduce that. So I want this all to come together to make a delicious sauce, and we're going to reduce that on the stove. So I do want that to get up a little bit high again. The color is beautiful. Okay, so we want that to get going. And get it all bubbly and reduce it by about half. So that's our next step. Let me just check the pasta, give it a little bit of a toss. Looks good. My shrimp are ready, my chives are ready. Let me put this away. And Dia says, gochujang is so yummy, it's good on almost anything. I agree. And I love the cream bottle. Nice lid and great color. I know, so when I was going to get my usual, this is actually called Shamrock cream, Shamrock Farms, which I've never actually heard of before. But the usual cream was out, and then the one I would usually buy after the usual was out too. So I don't know what everyone's making. Maybe it was Valentine's Day. Everyone had to run on the cream. And then Archie says, so I'm serious. He says, our cream comes in a crappy thin foil cup. A thin foil cup? Wow. Oh my goodness. The one I buy, Archie. Oh, you gotta see this. Okay, I gotta show you this. So this is what happens when it starts to reduce. So see, friends, bubbly. See how the color is all come together? Oh my goodness, this looks amazing. Just gonna turn that just a little bit. So our sauce is doing what it is. Again, my apologies for the camera, but it is, oh, it looks amazing. I wanna get this tidied up just a little bit and get a plate here for once we do taste. Let's see. Get our plate, get our forks. There we go. I don't think I'll need my scissors, I can put that away. Ah, that sauce, very nice. Super happy with that sauce. It looks like it's reduced pretty well, so I'm gonna turn that down a little bit. Nice. I feel like I gotta give a little taste. Ooh! Oh, that is really good. Very yummy. I like that very much. But I need a knife for when I get the butter at the end. This is definitely not a low-fat meal, but great for winter, right? We're trying to all stay warm, although it's been pretty hot here in the States, at least on the East Coast. So we've not been trying to stay warm. It was in the 60s this week. It's going to be in the 60s next week. It's crazy. I've got 1:25 left on my pasta. So one of the things we're going to be doing next is we're going to be putting the pasta directly into the sauce. And we're also going to be adding a ½ cup of pasta water. And then we're going to allow the pasta to kind of absorb the sauce and have that reduced down too. And I think I'm actually going, I think I'm going to do that now, to be honest. Let me see how they are. Yeah, I'm going to do that now. Feels ready. So I'm adding my pasta to the sauce so far. And I'm going to add a half cup of pasta water. There we go. Let me get those, a couple of buggers that are stubborn. Get those guys. Don't want to leave any pasta, especially when it's this large. No pasta left behind. One is sticking, little bugger. There we go. Okay, we can turn that off. All right, so now everything is loosened up again. And as you can see, I'm just going to stir this. And what I want to do is I won't add the shrimp until I start to see the sauce again reducing a little bit and really clinging. The smell here, by the way, is amazing. I can't even tell you. It is like my stomach is instantly growling. So we want to wait a little bit. So I'm going to let those go. Let them reduce a little bit more. And then we'll add the shrimp. Turn off the timer. So you can see this really comes together really quick. So I'm going to actually, let me see here. Let me just adjust my area here just a little bit. My water, got my cheese, put this there, got my chives here. There we go. So I want to bring the pan over. That's going to work. Just going to gently toss. Really beautiful. Gorgeous, gorgeous. So yes, so Archie was saying it's like a yogurt carton. Wow. Yeah, ours, mostly the cream I usually get comes in like a little, it almost looks like a mini milk carton, like it's that heavy cardboard, but it's got the waxy coating to it. That's usually how the cream looks that I get. It's usually not so fancy like this, but in a tin, that would be crazy. Let me see here, what else? And you said, oh, I'm so glad the quality's good. Thank you, Archie. Oh, DS, you're very sweet. You're very kind. I'm humbled. Honestly, I'm humbled that anybody watches. And you know, we're coming on a year soon. So March 5th will be a year, and DS and I were talking about this at the last stream. So I can't believe it's almost been a year, and I'm having a ball. And what has made this all the more wonderful is meeting wonderful people like you and Archie and Poe and all the other foodies you know, that I've met on Twitter. And frankly, Twitter has been, that's why I'm so bummed that Twitter's been having some issues over the past few months, because Twitter has been how I've met you all, right? And then it's connected to the YouTube. So feeling really thankful and appreciative. So I'm looking here and everything is reducing and now it's clinging. So what I want to do is I want to turn this down, put these in first, my shrimps, dumping my shrimp in, giving them a quick toss. They will cook very quickly. And I'm going to reduce my heat to low. And these shrimp will be done before you know it. So when they're all pink, we're ready to go. So let those cook. And then we're going to be adding a little knob of butter before we finish it off here with the chives and the cheese. Archie said I'm an amateur these days, DS. Archie, you could never be an amateur. That's not possible. Oh my gosh, Drew, welcome to my channel. Oh, I'm so honored that you came to pop in. So one of the things I love right now is that we have two YouTubers on that I just absolutely love watching their content, Archie Pie and Drew Tube. So thank you both for being on here. And Drew, welcome, and happy Friday. And so yes, it's gochujang. And so what we have right here, I'll bring it over so you can kind of see. And Hubs finally got home, Arch. He must have come back from that bar. So we have a spicy gochujang pasta. My cameras are not working. We do have tech, so all that camera stuff, and we're having issues, sweetie. So you know how it is. I think I need Maddie to just come over and and just take care of his mama. So in any event, so we've got our lovely patry pasta. We have cream, we have garlic, we have gochujang, we have some olive oil in there. Our shrimps aren't quite done, so I want to get those back on the heat. And in fact, I'm going to give it a little cover because I think they could use a little bit of encouragement to get done. So I'm going to put the cover on there. Yes, and then we're going to be adding some chives and cheese, and then we'll be good to go. But Drew, thank you so much for coming on stream. And thank you for the heart, Po. And Archie says the Twitter food community is a huge part of my life these days. The food community, and Drew, I don't know if you've been feeling it on your end too. The food community is to me one of the most special communities all around the world because people come together with food and it's awesome. I love how everyone supports each other. And you got to, if you have not checked out Drew or Archie's channel, you have to check out both of them. Drew does amazing different things like this hummus that he made that I saw the other day that had mango. No, I think, Drew, what was it? Mango and some sriracha, or maybe it was serrano. It was a spicy, oh my gosh. I told him, I said, that is going to be my go-to this spring and summer. And DS says hi, Andy. Hello. He says hello. Archie wants to know if you're sober.
Very.
He said very. In fact, probably too much so. There we go. Our shrimps are almost done. Okay. I see a little bit of gray, so they're not quite done yet, so I just want a little more time. You know, I gotta tell you, I'm gonna add just a little more pasta water and ramp this up. 1 second, friends. So you all know we are all cooks here. You watch these because this was a TikTok video, although she put this on YouTube too. You watch these and you're watching their technique and everything, and it looks like, because you know, and I know because I make shorts, and you make it in a short amount of time. And I'm looking, and it's like, put the shrimp in, turn it down to low, and it all comes together so quick. Well, I mean, I know shrimp cook fast, but also I know when shrimp aren't cooked. And so now everything is reduced too much, but thank goodness for pasta water. So I added a little more pasta water. So that's why you never want to throw that down the drain until you're done with your dish, because it's a great way to add more moisture to your pasta and helps thicken and kind of have everything come together. So my shrimp just weren't quite done, so I added a little more pasta water because it was getting a little thicker than I wanted, and put the lid on so those shrimp can finish cooking. And then we'll come here, we'll get the butter on, we'll mix it over here, we'll add the chives and the Parmesan cheese, and then we'll be ready to try. So I've got some of the Coteron open if you'd like a glass of wine.
Sure.
Or you're welcome to have a beer.
I'll try wine.
Poe says, did you see that, Arch? Don't respond to him since I'm not sober myself. Yes, and I wish I had some of your Prosecco, Poe. I really do. And she better not behave herself, because I have the most fun with her, Arch, on these streams. So she needs to not behave, and you need to not behave too, because that's what makes this all so fun. And Drew says mango and sriracha, yes. And I enjoy the food community. It's a great way to meet new people and talk food, which is an easy subject, yes, and one we're all passionate about, right? And DS, who always has the best questions, says, what is the one thing you just won't eat or try? Let me think. Well, it used to be, let me check. Oh, they're ready. They are ready. So let me bring these over. Really good question. So I'm gonna bring this over. My shrimp are done. They're pink.
I know what it is.
It used to be octopus.
You won't eat eel.
Eel scares me. So I love sushi. You guys know, and I love,
good.
Hubs has helped me try so many different fish. Like raw fish. I mean, I never used to eat raw fish. Hubs helps with that. And yeah, you're right. I used to not eat eel, and I don't think I do,
don't like
right?
it?
I don't know if I don't like it. I'm just like,
Well, you don't try it.
I think, you know what happens, and you'll have to tell me if you've had eel. So DS, Archie, Drew, Poe, have you ever had eel, like in your sushi? I think it's been in some sushi that I didn't realize.
Yes, I think that's true.
But when I think of eel, if I'm being completely honest, I'm just making a decision of an animal that I don't like, because I think about that moray eel that, like, you know, comes out from those rocks in the ocean, or I think about the Princess Bride and those eels that are made up, of course. And I just go, ooh. So I totally make this terrible decision. I'm gonna need your phone for this, by the way, once this is ready. Take a pretty picture, babe.
Need the who?
Your phone.
Oh, my phone.
Yeah, because I'm gonna do it within the pan. So friends, let me show you what we have here. So the butter has been kind of, the knob of butter was put in and is melted. And then all you do to end it is you're gonna add all this lovely cheese, this Parmesan cheese, and she gets hefty with these, all of these lovely chives.
It's a lot of chives.
It is a lot of chives. And that is all she wrote.
Need more cheese.
Can I have your phone? Let me take a quick pic for Twitter and for my thumbnail. Let me try to get this too. 1 second, friends.
So DS says eel is yummy. Chef
What does it
Archie
taste like?
said smoked eel.
Here you go.
Never had that. And then Poe said it's a no.
It's a no. So friends, look at this. Look at this. Oh my goodness. And the smell.
Oh man.
The smell is amazing. I wish there was smell-o-vision. All right, so I'm gonna take some of this yumminess. We've got some shrimp, some of the pasta patchouli. We'll add a little more cheese on top, because as Hub said, you can never have too much cheese. I'm gonna move this here and take our forks. Look at that spoon is in the way of the lovely pasta.
Came in at the right time.
You did, just in time to do the dishes.
Yeah.
There you go. Okay, so first I'm gonna try, I want the money bite, so I want to cut the pasta and I want to get a shrimp and some pasta. I want to get like everything. Oh my God. Like, this is like a restaurant meal.
No, it's good. What was
If
that?
I had this, that's garlic, you probably don't want. He was about to eat a big garlic clove. No, so I sliced it so that you'd be able to see it.
Okay.
That is phenomenal.
Was there some spice in it?
Oh, it's
I
syrup.
didn't
It's
hear what
gochujang.
you. Ah, there you go.
This was the magic ingredient, right? This is phenomenal. And of course, why wouldn't it be? Heavy cream, gochujang, garlic, shrimp, cheese, butter. I mean, like, what is there not to like? It is, what's so cool is it's got this like pasta.
Oh, Maddie.
No,
Maddie.
it is popping in here, Maddie. Guess what? The camera wouldn't work, even though it worked beautifully. So Matt he can verify the camera was working fine the other day. It just basically I couldn't find the app, so we'll figure that out later before the next stream. This is phenomenal. Matt, you would love this. You just would not want the shrimp. And actually, because I know you like the shrimp flavor, that came through. Cooking the shrimp at the end, because I will have to tell you, you know, we all put our judgy hearts on when we look at these recipes that come across TikTok, and
You gonna eat that?
just eat it. I'm chatting. I'm doing my talking, babe. But you know, we all we look at it as through a cook or a chef's eyes, right? So when she threw in the shrimp at the end, I was kind of like, ooh, I kind of like and you know this, I like my shrimp to have texture. I'd like to give them a quick sear so they have like those crisp edges and everything like that. But what I like about cooking them and having them cook in the sauce is it helped make the sauce just ever so shrimpy, which is delicious. This is phenomenal. I
That
highly recommend.
gives it just a
The best kick.
unbelievable
But the
kick.
best kick, but not too much. Like just the best kick. It is phenomenal.
No, but It has some definite spice to it.
It has some
really
definite
good.
spice, but it is. I mean, look at this. Look at that. It is phenomenal. I give this like 10 thumbs up. It is delicious. Wow, one of my favorite. So last weekend we had the pretzels, which are one of my one of my favorite things. Oh my gosh, those pretzels were phenomenal. This is right up there. This was outstanding.
Yeah,
so Doobydobap, thank you so much for this recipe. Again, her links are below to her recipe and to the video that started it all. And she has great content too. So she also is on YouTube as well as TikTok. And thank you to everyone who joined, and thank you to the other YouTube creators that are here, like DrewTube and Archie Pie. I appreciate that so much. But and I should say Maddie, who's also a content creator, but he's in the gaming world, so a little different than his mama. But yes, this was delicious. Highly recommended. I hope you guys have a great weekend. Cheers.
Cheers.
Ooh. Coming up next week is a try or buy. So it's a takeout, and it's a Vietnamese. It's called, I think, like QT Vietnamese, and their banh mi is supposed to be amazing. So we are going to be doing takeout, trying some banh mi from QT Vietnamese here in Philly. Never been there, and excited about the takeout. So that will be next week. And then next week I'll be dropping my schedule for March. March is going to be such a big month because celebrating a year here on YouTube. DS and I were talking about some great ideas for hopefully in March sometime I will get to 500 subscribers, because I want to do something really fun and special to celebrate that. I'm thinking a 5-hour stream and just having like a lot of great content during that stream, a lot of things different than my usual streams. So yeah, but I appreciate everyone that's coming on, even those who haven't stopped and said hello. I appreciate I got to look up all the people. Archie and Poe and DrewTube and Maddie and DS, and I think Helen joined us. Let me find her name. So I really appreciate Helen stopping by. And if I missed anybody else, I'm so sorry. And those of you who are watching in the wings, thank you so much. Catch us next week when we do a takeout restaurant review. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend, and thank you so much for your support. Please like and subscribe and share, and Hubs and I giving heart out to you. Thank you all. Have a great weekend.
Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.
Something just coming at the end.